There are multiple reasons why you would not want to be in water right now. Anacondas, cold. There's a thunderstorm, man. I'm in water. That was the biggest roll of thunder I've heard in years. This is the Amazon that I know and love.
I'm Ed Staford, and I've put myself through extreme tests of endurance and isolation to become a bushcraft and survival expert.
I'm proud of that.
I've tested my skills against the world's toughest survivalists.
Come on.
In head-to-head races across the wildest and most unforgiving landscapes on the planet. But I'm not done. I'm refusing to stand still. This time, I'm doubling up on opponents, taking on rematches,
bringing in my game,
and having to go harder than ever before. It's not about beating my chest, but taking my skill set to the next level.
Oh, stop it.
In a bid to prove to myself that I'm on top of my game.
This time, I'm up against former US Marine and intelligence officer Donnie Dust.
Donnie's miles ahead of me. He's right over there.
That's totally it. I see it out to my right. He's close to the land.
We're racing through an environment where my survival journey began 12 years ago in the wet and unforgiving jungles of the Amazon.
I'm very confident I'm going to beat Ed. I'm going to leave him scratching his head, being like, where'd he go? Whoa! Anaconda!
Oh, my God. You can see the Amazon right in front of me. Walking the Amazon shifted me from an ex-military consultant to somebody with books out on TV and stuff like that. It's had a huge impact on my life. It's bringing back memories, to be honest, and I'm back. Having walked for 2.5 years, I'm comfortable in this environment. However, Donnie is primitive skills expert, so I'm gonna have to be right on top of my game if I'm gonna beat him.
As soon as I lay eyes on him, that's when the race starts.
Donnie Dust. Hello, mate.
Good to meet you.
Lovely to meet you.
Thanks for having me out here. Yeah, this is great.
Pretty special place, isn't it?
Yeah, this is amazing. I've always wanted to come here for years and years and years. It's a little overwhelming, but it holds a lot of mystery and just so many unknowns. I kind of like that. So I spent 12 years in the United States Marine Corps, and then transitioned in the counterintelligence, human intelligence field. With my background in primitive skills, that kind of adaptive survival, I'm going to rely on that very, very heavily out here. You've got the record for probably being here the longest.
Yeah, no, I know. The pressure's on already, isn't it? Stephen is a bushcraft expert. I mean, in saying that, he spent 21 years teaching this subject, and I think he's got that depth of knowledge that gives me the confidence to allow him to construct a race like this.
We have come to the master of them all, the Amazon jungle. So you've got one of the nastiest jungles on the planet, coupled with this time of year, making it just absolutely one of the toughest environments you could ever be in. I'm not going to lie to you, extremely challenging route. We're heading up here because we've got the two major tributaries of the Amazon, Rio Negro, the Solimois. We're currently on the Solimois. Your route starts here.
You'll be dropped into the middle of the biggest river in the world. Once you make it to land, you'll be facing one of the fiercest terrains on the planet. High jungle with tall trees and dense foliage. Then, navigate one of the many blackwater tributaries that will ultimately lead you through a flooded forest and towards the Rio Negro, a blackwater river where I'll be waiting for you on this houseboat 70 kilometers from where you started.
Having been on the ground, these areas of flooded forest, there's no obvious flow. Extremely disorientating.
So what are some of the biggest risks that we're going to face out there?
You've got the constant battle with being wet, which is going to start essentially rotting your skin from the moment you enter it. We've got the bugs, we've got the annoyances, we've got the tropical diseases, and then you've got the big dangers like snakes, some of the most venomous snakes concentrated in this area.
There are 4 species of caimans in the area. As soon as you jump off that boat, you're in the danger zone. They have extremely powerful jaws and are almost invisible.
Other classical Amazonian nasties, poison tree frogs, no known antidote whatsoever. World's most venomous spider, concentrated in this forest. The Brazilian wandering spider, anacondas, constrictors, very large. You need to be super aware when you're out there in that environment.
Basically everything here can kill you.
It's a
It's
one-stop shop for all the nastiness of the world. Yeah.
All right, no, that's good. There's no really defeating the Amazon. There's lots of hazard, whether it's currents, whether it's some sort of caiman, piranha. What I think is I'm bringing in my focus, close everything out and really focus on what needs to get done.
I don't like the water. I've never hidden the fact that I'm a very poor swimmer.
I'm going to use that to my advantage. I mean, I've been known as the Moby Dick of my generation.
For short, just good luck, mate.
Let's do this.
Okay, you ready?
Ready.
1, 2, 3, go!
Wow. Right, that is a long way to the bank. Donnie looks like he's a far more competent swimmer than me. I'm hardly moving. Ah!
The Amazon is the widest river in the world, and I've dropped them off right in the middle of it. It's going to be very difficult for them to plan where they land. It's not really up to them. It's wherever they drift.
There's some foliage, some grass floating in front of me. I need to get to them to give myself a float. It's enough to just be able to rest my legs.
I don't see Ed. I'm not sure where he is.
Gotta catch the breath. Yeah.
Ed's out in the water. I couldn't see him. This is my opportunity to get ahead and really start looking for resources. This is a huge lead. Not gonna let it go to my head, but I'm gonna take advantage of it. Definitely. I think what I want to try and do is just gain as much ground as possible up front.
Tracker showing Donnie has just made shore. Ed's been swimming for about 2 hours now. Not necessarily a concern with cold immersion or hypothermia, but the fatigue that he'll experience due to fighting the flow may well have a big effect on Ed's psychology.
I cannot remember in recent history ever being quite that exhausted. But it's all right. I'm on shore, and I'm now in an environment that I understand and I know better. Crikey. That was a baptism of fire. I'm able to pick up a bit of speed now. The jungle is just nice and firm underfoot. Just getting glimpses of the sun. The process in my head is every time I see a glimpse of sun, I have to check navigate. Through the jungle, there's a whole new world when the sun's gone. And then I'm almost walking blind, hoping that I'm on call until the sun comes out again. In order to reorientate myself if the sun does go in, I'm cutting vegetation at about waist height. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, see that there? That is venomous. I'm gonna let him go away. He's no threat to me. Just shows, doesn't it, how careful I need to be.
Yeah, despite being a race, you still have to move with a sense of urgency, but also a sense of caution. You get bit by a snake, by the time medevac gets to you, it's game over. So let's find a tree, peel the bark off in big sheets, let's build some gaiters, have a little bit more protection as we're walking through. So the snake gaiters are just something that will give you a little bit of protection in case a snake comes and tries to hit you from the front or really anything, just like a little bit of body armor. So a little bit of protection goes a long way. All right, let's keep moving.
It's getting dark on day one. With a dense forest canopy, very little sunlight reaches the ground, so navigation is going to be a problem. But with Ed's experience in the Amazon, he's managed to gain some ground on Donnie. Donnie, on the other hand, is in the lead. but it looks like he's veering a little off course. He needs to get his bearings before the sun goes down.
It is now getting quite dark. I need to be thinking about making a camp. And this place is as good as any. Getting a fire going is probably the first, most important thing.
Lights are going out. Got to get up off the ground just after all the things I've seen today between the snakes, ants everywhere. All right, this is home for the night. So this tree right here looks like the best option. Oh. This feels great. I'm not gonna lie. I probably have about 45 minutes to an hour before I get completely dark, and I'm not doing any fire. It's gonna be a fire-free night. You know, just a quick shelter, creating that natural kind of water flow. I just gotta crawl inside.
Say, the jungle is such a leveler in terms of the humidity out here, and I have to take into account the swim that I've just done as well. Clearly, that's taken more out of me than I thought it had. I have got to get this. I have got to get this. I'm gonna have one last go. The rain is pretty much here now. Very slight, but there is an ember there. Thank goodness. Yes, yes. Fire! That was a beast. The whole day was a beast. There's something telling me that I was viewing the Amazon through rose-tinted spectacles, which I suppose you do, don't you, looking back on things. I'm hoping Donnie is having a hard time. Sorry, mate, when you watch this back, but I am hoping you're having a hard time.
Well, it's pretty awesome to wake up in the Amazon jungle. I'm not gonna lie. Hear the birds, the insects. It was awesome. More importantly, I wasn't waking up in the rain. Yeah. Downside, mosquitoes.
Morning. Not a bad night's sleep last night. I mean, relatively comfortable. Every now and again, an exploratory ant would decide if I was edible. So I was brushing ants off me, but that was it. While it's still cool, I'm going to try and make ground quite quickly now.
They're in the thick of it now, and they've done their first night, so they will have had their first taste of what the Amazon has to offer. They're well into the high jungle arena. It has tall trees and dense foliage and is packed with incredible poisonous plants and animals.
Watch out for this guy.
However, it does have its rewards.
If they don't take care of the really simple stuff like hydration and navigation and get the basics right, they're going to find themselves in all kinds of trouble.
The idea is to always be improving your situation. So that goes with your gear, that goes with your shelter. I gotta come up with an idea to carry resources because the jungle's full of them. Just grabbing them and twisting them, trying to create a little channel on the inside. All right, give it a shot. Will work. I don't know if you know about high fashion, but this is it. I think this is good to go.
And I started getting cramp in my leg, which means I need salt, and I'm dehydrated. Dehydration is a massive issue out here, and I haven't come across any streams yet. That's a water vine there. The thing about water vines in terms of cutting them is you have to cut high first, because capillary reaction, if I cut low, all the water will get drawn straight up into the vine. So if I cut as high as possible, I'll get the maximum amount of water out of there. So I'm actually going to cut the thing that I'm standing on. He says, with self-awareness, but slight stupidity. Okay. Oh, that's amazing. So much water in it. All right, let's keep moving.